Hello, crafty friends. Welcome to Gigi's Crafty Hands. My name is Gina. Today, I'm going to be doing a big wreath. And I'm not sure if this is backwards. I think it might be backwards for you, but it says Happy Falloween with a little ghost and scarecrow. So cute. So I'm going to be using that sign that I made. And you can find any of my signs in my Etsy shop. I will put the link down below in the description. I'm going to be using the pine from Hobby Lobby. I did squeeze it together and make it an oval shape. So all you have to do is just hold it against your body and bring it towards you until you get the shape that you want. So what you do after that is separate all the pines. Separate them and spread them out. Now I do something a little bit different than most people that I've seen when using these type of bases. And I will show you what I do in just a minute. Just finish getting these all spread out and separate. I like to separate the top from the bottom. Got all your top ones. And the bottom ones. Let me cut the tags off. I decided to go with a fall wreath because my Etsy shop, I have 0 Halloween and fall in my shop. So I need to get some in there. So that's what I'm doing here today. So I'm going to be using deco poly mesh. It's 10 inches by 10 yards. Not sure if you can see that. It has kind of a copper foil in it. I'm going to be using some poly burlap, 2 different kinds. I had some of this roll left, so I'm going to finish this off and add it to it with this neutral burlap. So what I do with my base is, a lot of people don't do this, but I prefer it this way because I don't like this being open after I'm done with my wreath. And I like to have some pines in the middle section for me to glue my flowers and everything in. So I take one from the bottom, one from the top, and just twist them together. And I do this, I don't know, about every inch or so apart from each other. It just gives me something, like I said, to stick my florals and greenery and everything into, to glue it to. So I just go around and do that the whole way around. I tried doing it the other way in the past, leaving that middle section open with no ties or anything, and it didn't work for me. I didn't like it. Like I said, I want something in there to glue things down. So I'm just going to go around and tie these up. Doesn't have to be exact. You don't, you know, each tie, it does not have to be the same amount distance apart. Just whatever you're comfortable with, whatever works best for you. And maybe you don't want to do this part. You don't have to. I just like it because it gives me extra spots to add mesh as well if I want to do that. I'm just going to keep going all the way around until I get back up to the top, or to my starting point. And I will also be taking a zip tie or two and zip tying the frame on the back side, just to make sure it holds its shape and gives me an extra spot to add mesh if I need more in the center. Gives me a spot to hang my sign from. Okay, so I'm done with that. As you can see, it's not totally filled in, but I have now extra area to work with. So I'm going to flip it back over. And I'm going to grab some zip ties. And I'm going to connect two together. And I lied. I'm going to grab three together. That way. You know you put it in the right way if you hear that clicking sound. If you don't hear that clicking sound, it's not connected, and if you pull it, it'll just pull right out. So if you don't hear that clicking sound, just turn one of them over and it will then be the right way. I'm going to try and get this in the center or close to it. And then I will cut the excess off. And I also like to do, don't tell me I ran out of zip ties already. I might need a fourth one to go up and down. Yes, I will. So it's going to take 4 of these. Hopefully it shouldn't take more than that. We'll see. And I'm I'm just doing the same thing, top to bottom. And then I'm going to connect it. And here we have that. I will try to cover these up somewhat with some of the pine branches, but some of it will still show, and I'm not too worried about it. It's the back side. Nobody's gonna see it. But I will cover a little bit of it. Okay, so we have the frame set up. Let me pull these back out so when I'm adding the mesh, I know what I'm doing. I know where to grab from. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side behind me. And I'm going to cut up my mesh. I'm going to cut my mesh at probably about 18 or 19 inches. I love the poly burlap. A lot of people have a hard time working with this, but because it'll come apart. But you know, I like to roll mine in, so that won't be happening. I just roll my edges in and put it down, and you don't have to worry about it falling apart on you. So like I said, 19 inches. And I'm just going to use this whole roll. I did have somebody ask me how many pieces of mesh I put on my last one, and I didn't count. So this time I am going to count. And I will cut all my mesh and come back when I'm done and we'll continue. Okay, friends, I finished cutting the mesh. So I'm going to bring my base right back up to the table. And like I said, I'm just going to curl the ends in and gather it in the middle. I like to put my curls facing upward. So I rolled it in, scrunched it in the middle, and I'm going to place it upside down with the curls on top. Let me make sure I get this in the center. I go around the outside first. I find 2 pine branches, give it a twist, put it in there, and give it a couple of twists. I'm going to put this, I think, in between. So you saw me do it this way. Not everybody can do that. Or not everybody likes to do it that way. So I will show you how I normally do it, just in case you're new to the channel. I I usually do it on the table here. Now I'm just going to find a couple more branches here. Give it a twist, and then I'm going to add this piece. And then kind of fluff it. And then I'm going to scoot over a little bit more. I'm not going to make this one quite as full as I normally do. I don't think I am. I don't know. I cut 25 pieces of the mesh. So we will see if that's all I need. So do the curl. Just curl it under, and then walk it up the middle and place it in your tie. These, I cut the mesh shorter than I normally do, so if you've seen me in previous videos, you'll kind of see that I'm rolling my mesh up and doing it a little bit different than I usually do. And that's because these are shorter pieces. And if you do get some stragglers, just take your scissors and trim it off. Or leave it, since I'm doing a little pumpkin scarecrow theme, I might just leave them and let them be kind of stringy. It'll go with the theme. I'm going to tie these, or twist them first before I bring the mesh over. Okay. So I'm just rolling it on each side and then walking it up the middle and then putting it in the tie. If you can't do it that way, what you can do is, these are shorter pieces, so it's just kind of harder for me to do what I usually do. Put something on this end to hold it back out of your way. Curl it or roll it a couple of times, then walk it. Notice I leave a section on this end that's giving me room to make those curls at that end. I should have did the twist before I came over here. And then just put it in one of your ties. And then give it a little fluff. Okay, so as you see, I have a ways to go. So I'm gonna pause the video while I finish adding all of this to the base. And then I will bring you back for the fun part. I'm back. I finished with the mesh, and I put the sign on. I added the sign. I didn't want to have you guys sitting there watch me struggle, so I went ahead and did the sign. Let me get these out of my way here. So now we're going to make a bow, and I usually put mine in the lower corner, but I'm going to have some smaller bows around it as well. So let's do the bow. I picked out some ribbons, and I think I'm going to do this order: bottom, that, with that, or I might top it with the blue because I have some blue florals I'm going to add. I'm going to do kind of like a green, kind of like a blue. This is my box of goodies of the florals and greenery that I'm going to add. So I have like the yellow orangish flowers, and then these orange rust color, I guess they are. And then I have the blue. So that's why I have the blue incorporated. I think I might like it like that. I think that's how I had it too. I might do it like that. Okay, I have this. Get a pipe cleaner over here. So I'm just going to throw it together, friends. And I am going to do it by hand. This is going to be a 8-inch loop. I don't know if I want it that big. Hold on. I don't think I want it. Well, actually, it's a pretty big wreath, so that might work. I think I'll go with the 8-inch. I'm going to flip that to the back side. And I'm going to turn this one so it's facing me, so the good side is facing me. And then flip this, twist it, bring this loop up. I'm going to measure it. That looks pretty close to me. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. I'm just kind of guessing the length as far as the tails go. But I do know that I don't like them to be the same length. So I usually cut them at different lengths. Okay, I'm going to come in with this. I want the checkered, buffalo plaid checkered. I want that to tie in with the sign. I'm going to make this loop smaller than the first loop. And I'm just gathering it in my hand. I'm going to twist this, give that a loop. not very coordinated today, it looks like. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's keep going here. And if that happens, pull out the Easy Bow Maker. Sometimes I do. Sometimes if my hands are just not cooperating, I'll just throw it on the table and get the Easy Bow Maker. Okay. And then I guess I'll come in with this ribbon. And this is a directional ribbon. Of course it is. Of course it is, because it just wants to challenge me. I'm going to make this loop smaller than the last. Give it a quick measure. And cut the tail off. And I think I'm going to add another tail. I wanted more of that pumpkin in there, so I just added another one. Just a tail, not a loop. Let's do some of this. This is the good. This is the good ribbon. I don't think it's fair. It might be fair silk. It doesn't say, so it's probably not fair silk, but it's on the little more expensive side. It might be deluxe, I'm not sure, but it's much better than the other ribbons that I'm using. I'm going to leave this along because I like to do the curlies, the curly tails. I'm going to top it with this a loop, twist, a loop, leaving a long tail. And now I'm going to try and get my zip tie around it all. Not going to cinch it all the way because I got to get my pipe cleaner back here. let's kind of pull your tails how you want them. Oh, I messed up. You know what? Do I really want to cut that off and do it again? I put the zip tie on the wrong side of this blue ribbon. I'm going to have to re-zip tie it. Because I want the blue ribbon. So let's take that off. Not sure what I did there, but I somehow didn't get the zip tie around all of the blue ribbon. Let's see. Okay, let's try this again. I didn't realize this. Didn't realize this was going to be such a big bundle in my hand. Okay. Second time a charm? We'll see. Let's find out. Okay, I think I got it, friends. Oh, didn't even need to. You've got to be kidding me. I'm stronger than I think. I broke the zip tie. Oh my Lord. Let's not pull so hard next time. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. Are we going to do it? So I'm going to pull it tight, but I'm not going to use all my might. Okay, got it. Oh my Lord. Okay, this is a juicy bow. Tails up on the top. Okay, finally. I need my needle. Where is it? Wait, what the heck? I knew it was in there because I just used it. Okay. Let's see here. The positioning of the bow. I know you guys can't see. I'm going to end up stopping the video and repositioning because I have to have this up on the stand. So I am going to stop it in a minute and reposition everything to finish up the video. But let me see first. I could do at the bottom. No, that'll cover up the Falloween. I think I'm gonna do what I always do in this corner. I might bring this tail up. Not sure yet. So after all my bow drama, I went ahead and changed my bow. I took out the blue because it just wasn't the right color of blue, and I wasn't liking it. So I took the blue out and I just left it with the colors that are basically in the sign. And then I added 2 ribbons, ribbon bows up here, and over here there's the 3 ribbons that I have in the bow. So I added a couple of smaller bows. This is the main bow. And then I added some long ribbon tails, top and bottom. So that's all I've done so far. But now I am ready to start adding all the florals and greenery and stuff. So, and what I also did was, remember earlier when I was talking about the burlap mesh, how if you don't roll it in, it'll fray. Well, I decided I wanted the fray because it just goes with the whole scarecrow fall theme. So I just pulled little strands out and made little stringy things all over the place. I just thought it was fitting for the wreath. So I am going to start with adding my outer layer that I want to get the actual size of the wreath. So I decided with the blue and the purple that's in the sign, I'm going to tie that in with my florals and greenery. So I am going to start adding, and I want the longer stuff at the bottom. So I'm just going to start putting stuff in. And I'm going to start filling in all that, the outer layer. The outer layers. I'm going to bring one in, excuse me, under the bow. Now, if you wanted to, you don't have to add any greenery, florals, anything. You could stop right here with just the ribbons. I think it's very, very pretty, but that's not what I'm gonna do. I am going to add some florals and all the fun stuff. Whoops. So I'm just going more towards the outer, you know, how the wreath form has 2 rings, the inner and the outer. Right now I'm using the outer part of the wreath frame, and that's where I'm going in and adding my stuff. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 to fill in around the top and bottom. I think I'm gonna come right in here. And I'm putting it in where I already have the mesh and ribbons tied in, just to cover up the green pine. So that's where I'm adding in this stuff right now. So that's where I'm going in with it. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I'll do 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to bring one up towards the top, right in here. And I'm just kind of moving these pines inward so I can make sure these have something to stick to. Very nice. This is going to be super cute. Now I'm going to come right in here where I have the ribbons gathering, right on this side. And I'm gonna come, I have 2 left. This one's a little bit bigger. Let's go. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna come right in here. Just like that. I love the blue. Blues and orange together for fall is so pretty. Let's see. I think I'm going to go right back there. Okay, so here is the start to what I'm doing here. So I'm going to come in with some oranges and kind of brownish colors with a little bit of yellow to kind of tie in with the sign. I'm just adding glue to the stem, and I'm gonna place it in right where I want it, anywhere and everywhere. I do have a couple of different, they're all from the same stem, but I broke it all apart into tiny places. So one stem gave me like 3 or 4 different little ones. And I'm just gonna let those mingle in. I'm just kind of trimming the stem down because I don't want them super, super tall, but I do want it to give it a little, to extend it a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm going to cut it down just a little bit shorter. Add some glue. And just fill it in. Now I'm going to pull some of this paper off because otherwise it's just going to slide right out of the wreath. Okay. Now I have, let me count how many of these I have to make sure I space them out correctly. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I have 13 of them. So that should be plenty to go around the whole wreath. I'm just looking for that pine to stick it into. I'm going to take this longer one and I'm going to go to the bottom. So any longer ones that I have, I'm going to use for the bottom to elongate it. Okay, and then this one over here, trim that down a little bit. And I'm going to bring it over here on that side. And just kind of open it up. Spread it out. Oh, piece of hot glue landed in my hand. Be very careful when you're using hot glue guns. Careful is something that I am not. I am very just all over the place with my hot glue gun. I've been burned so many times. And they say to keep a glass of cold water next to you, and I always forget to bring one in. Oh, luckily that was just a small drop. Woo. Okay, I only have 2 like this, the one I put up here. So I'm going to bring this one in at the bottom. And I think I kind of want it like that. Right in there. And I'm just going to keep working my way around. I'm going to go back to this side. Right in here. Let me fix these pine tines, or whatever they're called. Okay. Back over to the other side to finish filling in. I'm just trimming down my stems so they're not way out here. Sorry, I know my big head is probably in the way. Do another one in here with that. Nope, down here. Super cute. I have 3.5 3.5 little pieces. I have just this one little piece that I'm going to put right in there. I'm going to come on top of it. Okay. Okay, so I have 3 pieces left. I'm going to save these for towards the end in case I need to fill in anywhere. And my hand is burning a little bit. And then I have the cream color that I'm going to throw in all around the outer border again. Okay, so I'm filling all of this in. And I'm coming in with the cream because when you have a lot of dark, you want some kind of light color to brighten it up a little bit. So you don't want all dark. Unless, of course, you get a customer that's what they want. Or if it's what you prefer. But this wreath is going in my Etsy shop. It'll be going to sale. So I always have something to soften it up a little bit. Right there. So I'm going to be going in between everything that I already put in there, but towards the back. Let's see, some of these have 2 on them, some of them have 1. So let me grab the ones that have 2 so I can spread them out evenly. And I'm just going to work my way around. Come over on this side. And I'm going to go right in here. In here, right in there. Okay, I have 3 left, so I'm going to come over on this side. Make sure I'm still where you guys can see me. I tend to get in my own little zone and I forget about the camera. Okay, I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna put this one up a little bit higher and I'm gonna stick it in a little bit higher, but it's gonna blend in down here. Trim the stem down a little bit. Okay, I have one more. Let me see where I need it. Well, I mean, that's a lie. I have these, but these only have 1 on them. So I was just going to stick those in between. But I have one more that has the 2 berry thingies on it. There we go. Okay, I do need one over here on this side, I know for sure. And that's gonna need to come out right in here. So I'm just making sure that they're kind of evenly placed around the wreath. Okay, now I have these 3 left that have just the 1 berry pick on it. let's see, where's my eye being drawn to? I kind of want a couple maybe that are up a little bit closer. So I'm going to put this one over by the bow, one of the bows. And this one, I'm just using my nail to kind of curl it and get it to give it a little bit of a curl. So I'm going to put this one up here closer to the front just to have a couple of things that are mixed in and not just the back of the wreath. So just a little bit. And I do need one that you're not really going to see a whole lot, but you'll see it from the side. So you want to make sure that you cover all these areas. Okay, this is what we have so far. And let's see, what other greenery do I have? I have this fall eucalyptus that I'm gonna fill in. Yeah, I'm gonna be filling in some of this around the outer edges. Bring a little bit of that forward, so that's going to help fill in. I keep smashing my bow over there. Bring this over here, right in there. So see how it's starting to fill in? That might be kind of hard for you guys to see because of all my florals back there on the wall. But I will make sure that you can see. Just give me a minute. I tried to move it to where it was a good angle, but I don't know if I did such a good job of that. Right in here. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm cutting some of these bigger ones. I'm just cutting the bottom piece off, and I will use that towards the inner part of the wreath. I'm stuck. There we go. Okay. Make sure you can see. So I'm just working on this side right now. Well, actually, I'm kind of going back and forth, but I'll try to stay on this side for the moment. Oh man, I wanted that in there. So I accidentally pulled this out. What I'm gonna do, this is from the burlap mesh. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna find a little spot and I'm just gonna tie it into the other mesh or wherever I can find a hole to poke it through. So I'm sticking it through the other mesh and I'm just going to tie it on because I want to keep those. There we go. Okay, let's continue. I'm going to come under that one. And I'm just filling in, like I said, just filling in all the little holes. Make sure you get down at the bottom. Get under your bow. Get all that stuff. Another one. Let me cut this one down. Okay. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I have a bunch of little pieces. So I'm going to come back over here and fill in around the bottom part. And then go ahead and bring some of your stuff forward. Just mix them in so they look like they're all playing nicely together. Okay, we're going to come over here, right in there. I'll have to fix my little bows and stuff when I'm done. Okay, I'm going to bring this one in here. couple more to go. And the last big piece, I'm going to put right in here. Okay, so this is pretty much the base of it, or the outer perimeter of it. That's pretty much what I'm doing right there. Unless I come back and I see some holes here and there, but this is what we have on the outside. And now I'm going to continue, and I'm going to start adding in some florals. And then when I'm done with the florals, what I will do is, after I'm satisfied with the amount of florals I have in there, I will come back in and fill it on the inner ring with little baby pieces that I kept from the rest of the bushes. So I have several of the eucalyptus, but they're small, and that's why I keep them to go on the inside. And I have a few of those. So that's what I will do at the end. But for now, we're going to start with the florals. And I think I want one in here. And I'm going to come up here. And then I'm going to do another one in here, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to cut these down a little bit shorter. And I'm going to start placing them. Turn this a little bit so y'all can see. Okay, where'd my other one go? Oh, it's in my wreath. I forgot I stuck it up there. I'm going to give it a little bend so it's kind of facing forward a little bit, but not too much. I don't want it to face all the way forward. I want it to look as natural as it can. Okay, very good, very good. I really, really, really want to add these because this has the perfect color for the sign. So I have to add these in. I'm not sure if I like these leaves though. I think I'm going to pull that off. And I think what I'm going to do is I might add these to the center of these two bows. I wish I had a third one, but I do not. So maybe I won't do that. No, I don't think I'll do that. Oh, completely missed the trash. So, because I only have two, that really makes a problem for me. I think I am going to maybe come in. No, I don't want it completely. Let's go a little bit more on the inside there. And let's go pretty close to this flower over here. I think I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Just follow your eyes wherever your eye automatically kind of is drawn to. Just go there. And if it doesn't look right, if you decide it doesn't look right later, get some wire cutters and just snip it out and stick it in where you want it. That's all you gotta do. Okay, this is what we're working with. I do have lighter blue. I'm not for sure if I'm gonna use them yet. I haven't decided, but I for sure want to use these fall sunflowers. So I'm definitely going to be putting these in. It just, they go too perfectly not to have them added in. Let's see, 5, 6. Let me get my price tag and add it with the others. So I want this one down lower. So I'm gonna start right there at the bottom. Just because I want it to go with the shape of the wreath. So I want one down low. And what did I say I had? I have 3, 5 left. So let's do I'm going to do one in there. So we have one here, one here. I'm going to probably come let's see, maybe off to the side. I know, let's start over here because I know for sure I want one right in here. So let's do that. Just like that. Okay, so we have one where I have the waterfall, roller coaster, whatever you want to call it. Just put one right there where the ribbons were meeting to cover up the pine branches. I'm gonna do another one. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go back just a little bit. Let's cut it down a little bit shorter. And I want to go where this ribbon is dipped in. Right in there. Okay. And I have two left, so I'm thinking one down here and the other one probably down over here. That is my guess. And that is where my eye is being drawn. Go make sure that was sticking. Thought it was falling out for a minute. Okay, there's those flowers. This is how we're looking. It's so hard for me to tell when I'm looking in the camera. It's hard for me to tell, but and even standing this close looking at it, it's very hard for me to see where I need to add the different things. So that's why I always take pictures afterwards and then figure it out. Okay, do I want to add these lighter colored ones? I kind of think I am. I think I am. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Like I said, if I don't like it later, I can cut it out. I can cut them out. There we go. And what I'm going to do with this baby one is I'm going to put it in the middle here. But I got to find the opening, and I'm going to stick it into the greenery, and then I'm going to bend it up. Let me see, unless I can get to it from the top. No, I think I need to do it from the bottom. So I'm just opening up the tails, and then I'm putting it into the pine branches. And then I'll fix my ribbon tails later. Don't want to keep messing with them. Okay. So we got that, and then I know the other one, because I put that one there and that one there, I know the other one needs to come up to the top. Oh, I have two more. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, so I have two of these smaller ones. So I'm going to place it, I think, kind of diagonal from each other. And then this other bigger one can go right in here. I think I'm liking this. I know I'm liking it. Not I think, but I know. Okay, this last one, I'm going to place it. I don't want it to cover my bow. Let's see, do I want it here? Oops. I think that might make it a little heavy. I might think so, so it's peeking out from the back side of the bow is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. It just looked a little too heavy right here because of the bow, and for it to be right in front. Okay. And I will, for the middle of these two bows, I'm going to either put in these cream colored, I guess they're daisies, I think. So I will either put those in there, or I'll put greenery. And I'm kind of thinking it might be greenery that I put in there. I'm going to come in with the lighter right here at the bottom. So anywhere that it might look too dark, just come in with a lighter color and break it up. Just break it up a little bit. Man, I pulled it out again. I'll fix it later. So cute. So cute. I like it. Get a longer stem here. Make sure you get all them glue strings off before you get rid of it. Okay, here. I feel like I do need one right in here. Let me see. I think I'm gonna put it there. Super cute. Super duper cute. So here, I'm gonna come. Let me get this. I'm gonna come right back in here. Hopefully my head is not covering up too much of the camera. I apologize if it is. Let's see, is it balanced out? That's what I want to look for. So we have this bow on this side, and if to me right now looking at it, it looks like it's heavier on this side because of all the ribbons. So I'm going to come back here, which it's not going to add a whole lot to it, but it might add a little something. Although let me try. This has a longer stem, so let's see here. I think that's better. It's a longer stem, so I don't have to shove it in, or not shove it in, but so that way it has the ability to come out a little bit more. And I'm going to come up under the bow. I know we're not going to, really see it, but maybe I'll bring it forward a little bit. Actually, I think I will. I'll have it in between those ribbon tails. I really thought I was going to get through this a lot faster. I try to be considerate of your time and not keep you forever. But you know what? That's the power of fast forward. Tap. If I'm taking too long for you, just give it a couple of taps and fast forward a little bit. Just a little bit. Not the whole video, just a little bit, okay? So there, I'm just having that peek out. This is so pretty. I'm loving it. And this greenery is way too light for this fall themed wreath. So but the color, I feel like, let me see, maybe this might be a little bit better. I don't know if I want to add the purple or not. I'm not sure yet, but I am gonna pause it for a minute and do something really quick. I have to do something really quick, so I'm gonna pause it. I'll be right back. and finish up. Okay, now we're going to finish this up, and I'm going to fill in little pieces around the inside with the greenery. So that's all we're going to have left to do. We're just gonna get these little open spots and fill them in. I still haven't decided whether I'm going to add the purple. I feel like I need to, because there's the whole purple in the sign, and I don't know if I just want to ignore it and just go with these colors, or add a couple of these purple fillers. So I will decide that in just a minute. Oh, that's a short stem. I need a longer stem here. Okay, just a little bit more, you guys. Little bit more. I need something right in there on the other side of the bow to help fill in that little gap between the sign and the bow. And I am going to put one in there too. Because there's hardly anything right here. So I am really happy with the way this turned out. I need a little bit, I need something under here because it's totally bare right here. So I do need something under that ribbon right here. And I have a couple of these blue stems left too. So let me take a look real quick. Let's see. I think right under here I need something. Right in there. Okay, really cute. Let's take a look over here. And I have 3 more of these also. So I'm going to bring right here where I added that. Bring that up there. I'm trying to get it into the branch. There we go. Okay. One in here. So I'm just filling in on the sides where I have all the open. There's not a whole lot on this side, but wherever I had like open all mesh and just the pine branches, I'm just adding a couple of extra. I think the top is good. I think we're good. But I have one left, so I don't want to hang on to it. So I think I'll come in under there. Yep, and we'll bring it a little bit forward. Let's throw in some of these and we will call it a day. There. I don't want to add too much dark. Let's go with just a itty bitty one right in there. Just to make sure, or just to make it to where it's all blending in now. So not everything is just in the back, but I'm bringing some of it forward to the front as well. No, I don't want to cover up the Falloween. Let's stick it in there with that orange one. I think right thinking there. Let me find the pine. Okay. Bring those forward. Cute. I like that hanging off. Very cute. Okay. Let me see if I want to add these because I am just not sure. Whew, I think I need to. Just pulling the leaves off of this if I can get them off. So I'm thinking one there, one in here. And I think I'm just going to do 3 just to have a tiny bit of the purple. Let me see where these... Where's my pine branches? Okay, let's glue that one in and we're done. Wrong way. Get in there. Okay. And that is it, my friends. I am done. And I think it is so pretty. So pretty. Nice little fall Halloweenish design here. So what I'm gonna do after I'm done recording is I'm going to move all these and I'm gonna curl them up under just so the back side looks neater. So that's exactly what I'll go around and do. I'll get all these out of the way and that way it'll look nice and neat on the back side. Okay, so that's it, my friends. Thank you for hanging out with me today. And everybody, have a blessed day and I will see you next time. Bye.